Hey guys, Ryan Dement, True Podcast. I hope you're having a great day. Passion for life and change. We all do it one time a year at the beginning of the year, but I want to do it year round. And if you've been in one of those dead-end jobs and you've got this passion that you want to go do, but you just don't know how to get there, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to get you to the place where you want to be. And I'm going to share with you some of my successes and some of my failures. But guess what? I'm still vertical and I'm still going. Stay tuned. All right, guys. Passion is something we all have and we have to channel it, but it comes with change. And we all do it at the beginning of the year. We have these New Year resolution that we want to go after. And guess what? How long do those typically go? We want to lose weight. We want to go to the gym. We want to quit smoking. We want to quit drinking. We want to stop cursing. I don't know. All the other things that you want to do. But how often do those stick? They don't, unfortunately. And we need to make a change that goes towards our passion. And that passion has to come from in here. It's got to come from your heart. Maybe you're in a dead-end job and it just is not working out, but you have an idea for a passion that you want to turn into a job and a career. Go for it. I'm not saying quit your job today and then go do it. There's planning. But if you want to make sustainable change, you've got to be willing to put the time and effort in. And that time and effort comes with failures and successes. And those successes hopefully outweigh the failures. But I'll tell you now, you're going to learn more from your failures than you are from your successes. Those are the moments that define you. And you find a way to get back up every single time and be able to excel at what you're doing. You're not going to win overnight. You're not going to turn this thing into, what do they call it in the tech world, unicorn, and be overnight. You're $1 billion company. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, that's why they're called unicorns. But if you have the willingness and passion to be able to make the change for the better for you, for whatever you're looking to do, I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you along the way. I mean, look at me, 25 years in the financial industry. And I finally woke up one day and just said enough was enough and packed up my toys and left a nice paying job, cushy job. It was a lot of hours. I was living to work, working to live, however you want to say that. But at the end of the day, I wasn't happy because I wasn't chasing my passion. I wasn't helping people the way I wanted to help. And in the end, I wanted to be fulfilled in what I was doing, but I also wanted to have meaning. And what got me there was one day sitting in a conference, a meeting, like always, back-to-back meetings all day long. And one of the meetings was about customer complaints. And I saw a name on a customer complaint before, and this person has complained multiple times, and nothing ever got resolved or changed. And it's like, that right there told me we had problems in our process, but also at the same time as, why can't one customer's issue get resolved? It wasn't some crazy problem that they were looking to have solved. They just were looking for help and guidance, and we weren't giving it to them. So how could I help them? I ended up, it's not even my department. I started working with another manager to be able to fix the problem because it was theirs and they didn't know how to fix it. And I helped them get that resolved for that customer. But tying this all back to my passion is being able to have the tools necessary to succeed in my passion and also help people. I have a financial services background. I love real estate. I love helping people. I'm a numbers guy. I'm personable. Some people say I'm not because I'm sarcastic, but that's just me. But at the end of the day, the light bulb went on, ding. And I said, enough is enough. This is just a roller coaster that I just can't get off of. And don't get me wrong, during this time, I was side hustling. I was working 60 some odd hours a week, sometimes more, on my full-time job. And I come home at night and work on my side hustle. And my side hustle was my passion. But the thing that I never did was give up on my side hustle, my passion. Did I get tired at times and I couldn't do it every single night? Yes, by all means. But I never gave up on it, and I never lost focus on what I wanted to accomplish. That's helped me today, because today we're struggling in a COVID world where most people don't want to have that face-to-face conversation. And last time I checked, developing real estate and selling people houses and getting working families into homes is a face-to-face conversation. It's a people business. And when you've got a mask on your face, you can't see what's going on. It's a struggle. And there's a lot of struggles that I've had along this journey. But the one struggle that I have is not being able to help people that come to us for help. And that's happened a few times. And I want to share some of those stories with you and how we worked through them. Guys, I know passion is not easy to go after. I know change is not easy to go after. But at the end of the day, if you want something, you've got to take that leap forward. You got to take that step forward and be able to grow as a person. But you're not just growing as a person, you're also putting out a different vibe to the universe. I know people are saying the universe, and I'm like, think about it. The more you put out of positivity, the more you get back. The more you put out in negativity, the more you get back. And I'll give you an example. This is live. As I'm shooting this, I've been dealing with this morning, is I've got a property we're selling that has renters in it, and supposedly they are sick, and today is appraisal day, and they're going to go get a COVID test. I only can pray and put it out there that they don't have COVID, because I don't want to wish that on them, but I also don't want to slow down this process, because this house is kind of a linchpin in all the things that I've worked up to clear out the runway for 2022 for our new builds. I'm hoping that, they're not sick and it's just the flu and we move on. If it does turn out to be COVID, we'll deal with it and go from there. I don't know their vaccination status, nor do I want to know. It is what it is. I just deal with it. But this is part of the passion process, is you get kicked or you get knocked down and you get back up. But that's just life in general. And a lot of us today, in searching for passion and change, we look to social media and to the news for that. And we don't use our brain when it comes to hearing out and discussing and researching topics that are in the mainstream media. It just makes us one-sided. And that also can prohibit us from finding that change that we want and also that passion we want. I just want to say it out there, being human, Human, human. Sorry, I'm a little congested nasally. It's cold here in Arizona, as you guys laugh, and you got snow on the East Coast and other places. But being a human being is a tough thing. We require input from multiple sources. We require being able to interact with one another. And now that COVID has been rampant for 24 months or so, we have mask mandates, we have all these other things going on. It's really hurt society as a whole, which in turn has hurt us in the passion department, in the change department, Because guess what? We stay in our houses, we stay in our apartments, we stay in our condos. We're not going to work to interact with people. So what does that put us? That leaves us in this hole that we're in, and we don't want to dig out of it. And that doesn't allow us. It basically pushes down the motivation and keeps us in this this rut we're in. And ultimately, creativity goes away. We lose the fire to change or do something. And then we end up staying where we're at and we don't change. And then New Year's comes along. Oh, okay, we're going to change. The last several years, I think it's been different for New Year's because everyone's only wanting for COVID to go away. But let's be realistic. COVID's not going away. It's going to be the flu. We're going to deal with it the rest of our lives. There's nothing that's going to eradicate it. So we have to find a way to get around it to be able to be successful in our own lives, in our own right, and not settle for just blase results, and be able to say that we want to embrace change and find that passion in life, but don't let COVID control us. And COVID, social media, and the news has really controlled us for the last 24 months. And being able to break out of that mold and say, I want to do something different is huge. I read an article, and I don't remember where it's at. I'll try to find it, and I'll link it in the show notes if I can find it. But they talked about during COVID, I think the IRS saw a spike in EIN requests, like 50%. So we have people wanting to start their own businesses. They have this passion, and it's going. I'd like to see where that goes. I mean, getting an EIN number and starting that process is just, baby steps in. It's great that you're there, but now you got to push it over the top. You got to have a business together. You got to understand what you're doing. You got to have capital. You got to have infrastructure. Even though it's a small business, you can do a lot of these things out of your house today because it allows us to do that. But ultimately, you've got to be able to put it all together, string it together, and it has to start making money. And that comes down to the grind. It comes down to being dedicated to what you want to do and how you want to do it. How you envision your life and what you put out there is critical in making change. Why do most people not succeed after their New Year's resolutions? Because they lose hope. They lose focus. They lose guidance on what they're trying to do. Even though they go to the gym and they've got a personal trainer and stuff like that, they lose all of it because it becomes too difficult, or they just don't want to do it because they fall back into that rut, or they fall down because something else happened in their life. But it's those times when you want to give up are the times that you want to stand up and move forward, take a step forward. Those will define you more than your successes. I know it's an old adage, but it's true. The times that I've been kicked, the times that I've been pushed down and I have to get back up, it's hard. It is hard. When you're running a business and you're trying to make sure you have enough capital, you're trying to make enough, money to be in the bank to pay the bills, it's hard. And now this vlog, this podcast is a passion project for me. I'm not making any money off it. At some point, do I want to? Sure. But that's not why I started it. I started to share my voice and my ideas with others like you, so I can have conversations and keep the open dialogue going, and we don't lose faith in face-to-face conversations, even though it's through video and through a camera. You get to see me. You get to see my reactions. It's not through social media with a mask on or biased media. I'm unfiltered. That's why it's called True Podcast, Life Unfiltered. I'm just going to tell you how it is. Whether you like it or not, that's up to you. I'm not worried whether you like it or not, because this is my show. It's my opinion. I'm going to share it with you. I hope you guys like it. But at the end of the day, it's just my thoughts, and I'm putting them out there to you. And I'm open to hear other points of view, and I'm open to discuss same points of view. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to convey to you guys is if you don't take the action, you can't go after your passion and you can't change. You're just going to continue to sit in this hole that doesn't do anything for you. It keeps you comfortable. It's safe. Guess what? We only get one life to live. And if you want to go after something, you can't sit in that hole and expect it to happen. Unfortunately, social media has done that to us. What we see on social media is instant gratification. Everyone's life is hunky-dory and great. And guess what? It's not. You're only seeing a little bit of their life, and their life could be crap, but they're just showing you happy stuff. Here, I'm trying to tell you both sides of the story. I tell you the struggles. I tell you what's real. I tell you what's fake. But at the end of the day, I care about you guys, and I want you to succeed. But the only way you're going to succeed is if you take action and you find that passion and you go after change and you don't give up. You stick with it and you continue to go. There's really no end in chasing passion and change. It's every day. It is a grind, and you got to go after it. Some days are harder than others, and you push through those. All right, guys. That's it for this week. I hope you guys like the vlog. I hope you guys like the podcast. Please, if you're only listening to the podcast, hop on our YouTube channel, take a look at the vlog, give me feedback. Stay healthy, stay safe, have those face-to-face conversations. It is okay to disagree, but at least you're having a conversation. I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a good one.